along with Michelle Smallman, Courtney Cronin in for Chris Canty today. Evan Cohen with you. A quick question, because you heard Mitch Johnson, head coach of the Spurs there. Mm-hmm. Does every NBA coach this time of year have a sore throat? There's not one piece of audio from a coach that we've played, outside of J.J. Redick, to be fair, that doesn't sound like he's been screaming like crazy. It's an interesting poll question. Does every NBA coach in May have a sore throat?
You know what? Now that you're saying this, a lot of times when you hear coaches talk in the tournament at the collegiate level, sore throat.
I mean, JB, we played JB before, Bickerstaff. It sounds like he has a sore throat.
It's a compounding effect. I've been screaming for so long during the regular season and playoffs that now I can't speak.
So you're looking at 82 regular season games, and now you're looking at, let's call it 7 to 8 postseason games. Yeah. In some cases.
With also that time of year, allergies.
What did you say?
Quick turnarounds. You're playing every other night. I mean, Michelle, if this wasn't Who Said It and you guessed PJ Carlesimo,
you may be right.
Could write on any of these.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm just saying. And Vegas East, have you guys found that every single audio bite we've played has been a coach with a sore throat so far?
So far, yes. And I think there's still some coaches that coach in the NBA for a long time who just have sore throats all the time now.
Permanent sore throats.
All the time screaming for 20 straight years.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know. Just thought about that.
Observation.
Because I'm struggling with it today too a little bit.
But
she's been screaming a lot.
To you screaming at NBA players.
I don't know.
You've just been screaming at NBA. Well, you were at the Knicks game.
I was gonna say I was at the Knicks game.
Were you screaming at the Sixers the other night?
I didn't have to.
Hey.
Sorry.
Terrible.
All right.
Sorry to noted Sixers fan Pat Costello.
That was Cam. All right.
I know. But I know that obviously Pat didn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He was cheering.
Yeah, he doesn't care. If they get swept, he doesn't care. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
All right, anyway. Kendrick Perkins, ESPN NBA analyst, was on First Take, and he was talking about the Spurs and the Wolves tonight and game number 2, and had this to say about San Antonio.
This team is playing like the underdogs with an edge. And I'm telling you right now, if the San Antonio Spurs don't get game 2, it is a must-win situation. They're going to get swept. They are going to get swept. This team means business. I know it when I see it, and I'm telling you the real.
Second part, I don't know how anyone could argue. Minnesota means business. When Anthony Edwards is basically saying, screw it, I don't care what happens to my leg long term. I'm in it for the short term of getting a title. I mean, kudos to him. I love it. So they mean business. And they have tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. The game before that, 76ers and Knicks at 7 p.m. Eastern. Could the Spurs get swept, Smalls?
They definitely could. I don't think it's going to happen. I would be surprised if they don't pull out a win. However, what Perk said about this team is right. This is a team that keeps finding ways to win. They feel like one of the more dangerous teams left in these playoffs. Whether it's
Minnesota, you're saying?
Minnesota.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they have it all. They have night after night, they show their toughness. They find themselves out of any situation. It doesn't matter if Ant is out. It doesn't matter who is down, is next man up, whether it's Ayo Dosunmu who comes off the bench and gives you 43. If it's Terrence Shannon Jr., you get Gobert's defense. They continuously find a way to win, and they're scrappy and they're tough. So, yeah, they do mean business, and San Antonio should desperately need to win tonight because I could see them getting swept.
I don't think they're going to get swept. Do they need to win tonight to have some momentum going into Game 3? Absolutely. You don't want to be in an 0-2 hole against a team that just went to the West Finals in back-to-back years. But the key to all of that is Victor Wembanyama, obviously. But within that, his 12 blocks were great. His shot selection was not. He doesn't need to be taking that many three-pointers. He missed 8 of them last 2 nights ago when he played. The physicality in this game is going to be on display throughout however long the series goes. So with Stephon Castle, I mean, he fouled out the other night. Dylan Harper had was playing with 4 fouls. You've got to find a way to work around some of the foul issues that they had, which calls for adjustments. And I do think that after you get punched in the mouth in Game 1, a competitive game, a really fun game, frankly, for all of us watching, because it was back and forth, a Wolves team that just will not quit, but a Spurs team that wouldn't quit either. So I don't think at any way this can result in a sweep, but they're going to be feeling even more pressure on them, very obviously stated, if they go down 0-2. I just don't think that that's realistically going to happen because they have something that other teams don't have. Yes, Rudy Gobert is fantastic, and he has been the MVP by and large throughout the first, however many games for the Minnesota Timberwolves in this postseason. But Victor Wembanyama is the defensive player of the year. His defense is what can create the offense on the other side. He just has to be better when he's taking his shots and deciding where he's going to shoot from.
I think there's a better chance that San Antonio wins this series in 5 than San Antonio getting swept in this series. The reality is neither of the two are going to happen. I don't know how we take game 1 and make the leap of a sweep. I think Perk's second point is really, really important, though. This Minnesota team needs to be treated like a title contender because they hovered for each of the last 2 years, and the word I'm going to keep using with them, they are fearless. This team will not back down to anyone, and they believe they can beat anyone. That said, the idea of sweeping San Antonio, to me, feels a little much. Now, there is an overriding theme, Nuno, our producer, that needs to be asked. Nuno.
Well, I just wonder, because the biggest talking point going into the playoffs for the Spurs was the inexperience. And I know they won that, beat the Blazers, but outside of Drew Holiday and, Jeremy Grant, the Blazers didn't have playoff experience. I wonder if this is the series that catches up to them, that catches up to, Wemby, like he's trying to do too much. Other guys, the physicality that they'll see with this Wolves team.
Yeah, I think it is a fair question. I think if we're going to sit there and say that Wemby is beyond his years, both physically and mentally, that doesn't mean they can't lose this series. It means the reason they lose this series cannot be based on lack of experience, right? Which would be, let's just run it back the exact same way we did in game 1 and lose it that way because, that's just what we're going to do. No, things have to be done differently. Mitch Johnson, who's done a phenomenal job in replacing Greg Popovich, he is never talked about ever. And I would say 9 of 10 people right now probably don't even know who that is. And he's the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. I'm not making fun of the audience or of Mitch Johnson. I'm saying he's not a household name like his predecessor was, right? But he's got to say to Wemby, you're 7'5", no one can stop you, get near the basket, right? That would be experience, making adjustments, etc. The inexperience would be just doing the same thing you did in the last game and just think it's going to work better this time, which I don't think they can do. I can't fathom the idea of them getting swept. It's so hard to even imagine that. All right, we all think Minnesota could go far, right? We all think that San Antonio ultimately could go far. But does one team in the NBA playoffs have one player on their team that guarantees them no chance at winning a title? We will get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Celebrating 30 years of the NBA on ESPN Radio.
Moves to the left, picked up by Leonard as they're switching everything. James outside, 3 in the air, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Bosch, 7 seconds. Ray Allen, a 3 for the corner.